Why is my business not growing faster? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. We come at you every day with another live concept, and we do it currently exclusively through Facebook Live, and then we take that recording, push it out to all the other social media, both in video and audio format. So you can listen to this on podcasts also. You just type in Brian J. Pombo Live. Welcome back. We are, today I'm going to cover an issue that is core to what I deal with all of my clients, especially from the very beginning. And it's why I've referred to myself for a number of years now as a business growth strategist. And that's because the main question on most people's minds when I talk to them about their business is, why isn't my business growing faster? And the question I have back to them is the most telling question of all. It doesn't matter if you're running a multi-million-dollar business or if you've just started and you're just a few years old. The same question's always there, and it's the most telling. And I'd say 95% of the business owners I ask show exactly why their business isn't growing fast enough when I ask them this question. The question I ask back is what we refer to in the business as the Dan Sullivan question. So if you haven't heard about this before, this will be interesting to you, and I'm going to recommend that you ask yourself this question. I'm doing a big lead up to this, because this question is based off of a concept called Dan Sullivan's Question, written by a guy named Dan Sullivan. He wrote a book called Dan Sullivan's Question, the Dan Sullivan Question. You can go and look up, and you get a really decent ebook on it. And it's simple. It's not a long book, but it gets straight to the point of what the Dan Sullivan Question is. Frank Kern has brought it up. Russell Brunson has brought it up. A whole lot of other marketing experts have mentioned this and have talked about it for years. It's a simple, straightforward question, but here it is. If you and I were sitting down a year from now and looking back over the last 12 months, what would have had to have happened in your business for you to feel happy about the success? Something to that extent. It's not perfectly word for word what the Dan Sullivan Question is, but that's the concept. And it doesn't need to be for a year. It could be for 6 months. It could be for 5 years. Could be for 3 years, what have you. I oftentimes will ask about a year, because that's a general if people have a concept of their goals, it's usually for a year. What usually comes back is a long pause and a thinking process behind it. That's if they really understood the question. They'll sit there and think about it. And that tells me usually exactly what I needed to know. Here's what's missing there. If you don't know what that is, if it isn't on the tip of your tongue, if you don't know clearly where you plan on being in a certain period of time. Now, maybe your goal is for 5 years, and so within 1 year you don't have all the math worked out. That's not usually the issue, though. What usually comes back is, well, I'd like to do this. I'd like to see this happen. I'd like to see this no longer there. And oftentimes it comes back very vague, and what you need is something specific for your business. This is the problem with goal setting, is goal setting can sometimes be all over the place. It can sometimes be too specific. It can sometimes be unclear. There's a whole bunch of problems with setting goals. But the worst problem with setting a goal is those that don't have anything for their business. In terms of business growth, in terms of really knowing what you want your business to be, you have to have something quantifiable. Most of the time, it's got to have a number attached. This is why having some form of profit margin or some concept of revenue in terms of numbers that you're looking to get back within a year is extremely helpful. because then you know whether you made it or not. If you don't have those guidelines, if you don't have what they call, KPIs, if you don't have those, then what are the chances you're going to get there? And here's the problem. Most people aren't growing fast enough because they don't have a set date when they're going to achieve something. And you say, well, yeah, but that's minor. I know I want my business to be bigger. Yeah, but you can know you want your business to be bigger and not have it clarified like that. And you may have thought about it once, written it down, and then you lose that piece of paper. I know, I've been there. That's the real problem is I know exactly the concept. In fact, I'm always having to reintroduce this concept to myself, even though I'm working with business owners on a daily basis who are having this issue in their business. It's something we all have to be reminded of, and it's something that you need, at least your executive board, at least the people at the top of your business, they all need to know what the number is. They need to know when it needs to be done by. And everyone's got to be on the same track. It's not important that you hit the number. What's important is that you focus on one thing to get done. One major achievement for the year. That you focus in that direction. Otherwise, everyone's got a separate focus. And they're all going different ways. And even within yourself, especially if you're the visionary, if you're really the entrepreneurial mind of the operation, it's real easy to get distracted. It's real easy to be pushed a million different ways. In fact, sometimes it's impossible not to. If you've got the right personality or the right conation, that can really throw you off. So the simplicity of this is having a goal, having a number. Keep that in mind. If you need help in extracting that number and finding out what it is that would really make a difference in your business, what is the one thing that you should be focusing on, then you want to get on a phone call with somebody, and you're welcome to get a phone call with me. I'm Brian J. Pombo. You go to brianjpombo.com. You'll see how to spell my name right in the description. And if you are in the self-reliance field, meaning if you have products and services that help people to become more self-reliant in any way, go to dreambizchat.com. You can have a chance to have a free conversation with me, and we can discuss this very topic or something similar to it. dreambizchat.com. It's all about transforming your business into that dream business concept for you. Hopefully that made sense for you tonight. You have a great day. Get out there and let the magic happen.